Hi, it's me again, Ms. Gillespie, and I'm here to show you how to get onto the Mastering A&P website for the very first time, since you probably haven't been there before. So we will go to the Mastering website. When you buy your lab manual with the access card to Mastering A&P and the e-text, this is where you're going to go. You're just going to go ahead and type in masteringamp.com, and it will take you to this page right here. So you're going to go down, scroll down to student, and you'll click on student, and you'll have an email address, the instructor's course ID, which I will give you in just a moment, and the access code, credit card or PayPal if you are purchasing it that way, but you should have the access code already that came with your lab manual. So then you'll click on register now, and here is your course ID. It is MAPGILLESPIE 52762, and I will have it written down in Web Study so that you'll be able to find it. So then you're going to click continue. And then if you have been in my math lab before with some other math class, with a math class that you've had with EAC, you already have a Pearson account. So you will not need to create a new Pearson account, which is this part right here. You will use the username and password that you use for my math lab. And then you'll sign that in, and here shows the course 201 and 202 and the course ID. So I'm going to go back out now as if I've done this already successfully and show you where you're going to go once you have access to the website. So you're going to go every time to sign in. You're going to sign in with your MyMathLab username and password, or the username and password that you set up to have a Pearson account, and you will sign in. And your page will look slightly different than this, because this is obviously an instructor course, but you should have the course that you have access to up here at the top. This is Bio 201, 202. You are going to go to My Study Area down here, and when you click on that, it gives you these options, and this is what you'll have. We have a different look to it if I put in the lab manual, but I think we'll stick with this one, and yeah, you'll be fine, unless I discover that you're not. But for now, we're going to do it this way. So then you're going to come down here, and you're going to click on physioex 9.1. And when you click on that, then you're going to come over to this hyperlink up here that says physioex 9.1 is easy to use laboratory simulation software. You will click on that. And then wait, give it a minute to do its thing. And here we go. All right, so there are 12 physioex exercises that you will be responsible for over the course of the year. There are only 3 that you have to do this semester. Exercise 1 on cell transport mechanisms permeability, exercise 2 on skeletal muscle physiology, and the 3rd one on neurophysiology. The rest of them, actually, we won't do the serological testing, but 4 through 11, then you will do in 202. So you're going to click on this, and within the exercise, there's an overview. If you have your lab manual, all of this information is also contained within the lab manual, and so you will read through, scroll down through this, read, let me pull it up just a little bit, maybe, there we go, to where I can go to the next page. And so you read through the exercise overview. This will tell you about the differences between active and passive transport mechanisms, and then you'll go to activity number 1. Now, in activity number 1, if we look at the tabs across the top, you have the objectives. Those are exactly the same as what you see in the lab manual. The introduction is exactly the same and then you can just click through that. Now, the pre-lab quiz. The pre-lab quiz is also found in the lab manual. You do not have to do the pre-lab quiz. You're going to go to the experiment. So because you haven't done the pre-lab quiz, you can go ahead and do it if you want, but you don't have to submit it. Then you can just go ahead and continue. And here is the important information. This is what you will be doing as you go through the physioex exercises. So there are 5 different activities within the very first lab: simulating dialysis, membrane transport, proteins. Well, let's go back. So okay, so let's go. Let's click out of this. Let's click back into this. Okay, so here they are. Oh, facilitated diffusion, and same kind of thing. So simple dialysis or simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, osmotic pressure, filtration, and active transport. So those are 5 different membrane transport mechanisms, and we will be testing different things about them. So we're going to go back here to the first one, simulating dialysis, and to the experiment. Now, there are instructions on what you need to do. They are found here on the left-hand side. They are also found in your lab manual. So there are multiple places that you can go and not be lost. So if you read through the directions, it says drag the 20 MWCO membrane to the membrane holder between the beakers. If you've read through all the introductory information and the objectives, and so the overview, objectives, and the introduction, then you will have an understanding of what is going on. Essentially, over here we have some membranes that have certain pore sizes or certain openings inside of them. And the openings are based on the molecular weight of the molecule, whether we want it to pass through or not. So if we take a look at this red one right here, it says put the 20 MWCO. So this means molecular weight cutoff of 20. So if we look at the molecular weight of something very simple that we're going to be using, sodium chloride, for example, sodium has a molecular weight of 23, and chlorine has a molecular weight of 35. So together they have a molecular weight of 58. And so right away we know, oh, nothing is going to pass through the 20 MWCO membrane. We are dealing with solutions, so obviously there is water within the solution, and water has a molecular weight of 8, 9, 10. So water will obviously pass through. Okay, so you're going to do what it said, then you're going to go to next, and it says increase the sodium chloride concentration to be dispensed to the left beaker by 9 millimoles by clicking the plus button beside the sodium chloride display. So we're going to click this number until it goes to 9, and then we're going to dispense it into the left side. And then it says, note that the concentration in the left beaker is displayed in the concentration window to the left of the beaker. Then click on deionized water on the right side and dispense. And so this is water that's got nothing in it. It has no sodium, has no chloride, no ions whatsoever. All right, and then the next, it says, after you start the run, the barrier between the beakers will descend, allowing the solutions in each beaker to have access to the dialysis membrane separating them. You will be able to determine the amount of solute that passes through the membrane by observing the concentration display to the side of each beaker. A level above 0 in the sodium chloride concentration in the right beaker indicates that sodium and chloride ions are diffusing from the left beaker into the right through the selectively permeable dialysis membrane. Note the timer is set to 60 minutes right there. Now, no worries, you do not have to sit here for 60 minutes and wait for that to happen. It says the simulation compresses the 60-minute time period into 10 seconds of real time. So the nice thing about doing the physioex is that you have an opportunity to use this simulated laboratory material. We do the same things in my on-campus classes, and the time is greatly condensed. It would take 14 hours to do this in real time. just activity number 1, not 2, 3, 4, and 5, but just activity number 1. So it makes it very fast. So we're going to go ahead and click start, and you can see that the holder has disappeared, and if we look at the timer, you can see it rapidly counting down until we get to 0, at which time the membrane holder will replace. And you can see no diffusion took place because the 9 is still 9 on this side, the original concentration I put in the left beaker, and the right beaker still has its original concentration. So then we go to here and we click on record data, and it contains our information. We click next, and we can do the stop and think. Why didn't it diffuse? Is because the membrane pore size was too small. Woohoo, that's the right answer. We don't have to do that. Then we're going to click flush on each side, and then we're going to predict. Oh, you don't have to do, well, we'll do the predict question because they are in the book, and I will in some, probably on the lab practical, ask you some questions from these predict questions. So it says the molecular weight of urea is 60.07. Do you think the urea will diffuse from the 20 through the 20 MWCO? Nope, because it's way too big, and there's our submit. Now we're going to go to urea and do the same thing like we did in the other experiment. I just want to really quickly show you now what happens if you use a membrane that will allow diffusion to occur. So I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to put in this 100 right here, and I'm going to dispense the urea on this side and deionized water on this side, and I'm going to let it go. And if you watch, oh, look it, there it diffused, boom, till it diffused until we get to equilibrium. And now we can wait the remaining minutes because it's not going to diffuse anymore because we're at equilibrium, and then equilibrium was reached in 16 minutes, and we see how many millimoles per second diffused from one side to the other. So 0.0094 millimoles per second of diffusion. And you can record that data, and there's some information. So if we look down here, there it is right there. As you work through the activity, you will find out where you're supposed to record all your data and keep all your data together so that when you come to the end, okay, let's go clear down to review sheet. This is what you're actually going to submit for your homework. So you can do it in one of two ways. You can do this on the sheets that are at the back of the physioex. So at the very end of the physioex, you will have the review exercise sheets, or it says review sheet. And so it says describe 2 variables that affect the rate of diffusion. So you're going to type them in. The rate of diffusion is affected by the position of moon and my mood. Okay, so whatever, and then you just go to the next, and then it will keep going through asking you questions. You'll type your answers in here, and then when we come to lab report, then it will put everything all together in a PDF, and then you can send that PDF to me with all of the information together, or you can scan just the review article, the review pages with your phone and send that to me as a PDF, or you can take them out of your book and put them in the Student Services building in my mailbox. So that's what I want you to do with the physioex. And if you have any questions, please send me an email, but hopefully that will get you going within physioex. Now there's one more thing that I want to show you. Let's go to eText. So here is the eText that comes with your access code. And, oh, well, this is new. So you'll have to open it in Chrome. So then I guess do your, do all your stuff in Chrome. And I don't want to do that right now. So I'll show you if I need to, if you need some help with getting into the eText and how to read through that, please let me know and I'll decide if I need to do a video on that. Otherwise, just go ahead, use Chrome when you are accessing Mastering AMP and I guess I will in the future. So I hope this helps you a little bit with getting access to that very important assignment and being able to work through the equipment. So again, if you have any problems, let me know, and I can put up another video on how to do it in greater detail. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.